Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a good day or night or whatever time it may be for you when you're sitting down watching this. Today is going to just be one of those, just another chilled out, kind of just talking about some things, some real life things. This video has been requested before, but I'm just now getting around to it. So thank you to the person or the multiple people that have requested this. So I'm sure a lot of us go through relationships or like friendships or just day-to-day acquaintances that might bring us down, toxic or negative, those kind of words that come to mind when you think of these people. Now, I think I am pretty good at picking up right away on if a person means well in my life or if they are can have malicious intentions, okay? I've always had a pretty good eye when it came to picking out my circle, my group of people that I surround myself with. I've never had a huge friend group, and I've always liked it that way. I've been very tight-knit with who I allow, in my life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being the opposite of that and having a large friend group. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think no matter what we decide, which way we decide to go, I think there's not a 100% guarantee in avoiding the toxic people of the world, because there are, unfortunately, so many. So I wanted to come on here and just maybe give some words of advice, some stories, and just talk to you guys, genuinely just talk to you guys and let you know that you're not alone, and that, if someone is in your life causing you issues, causing you hurt feelings, causing you mental stress, there are so many ways to get through it. There's so many ways to overcome this time in your life, and nothing lasts forever. And I know everyone's situation is so complex and different that it's kind of hard to make one video to try to fit in the box of you, because I know every single person watching this has a different story, completely different, whole different background, a different layout of what they're going through. So the best way I can relate to you is telling you my experiences and hoping that you can kind of relate to me, So I guess we'll start with acquaintances. There's people that we just can't avoid, say we work at a job and we kind of see the same people all the time. Maybe not coworkers, maybe they're just customers or guests that come to your job that you just kind of can't get away from. There's really no way of avoiding that. There's always going to be people, and I know people in my personal life that have actually left a job or stopped going to a certain place just to kind of avoid these people. And what seems to happen with these people that I've known is they'll move on, they'll get a new job, or they'll start going to a new place. I don't know, say it's a gym that they go to, or say it's a salon that they go to. Say that they go get their hair cut at this salon, but they always see this cosmetologist that they just don't like, It happens. So this person, they just keep on finding new places to go. And what seems to happen to them is all these new places they end up going, they find new people that are toxic. The new people that bring them down, that, just say things to them that are negative and get under their skin. And they just, so they'll start it again. They'll just go ahead and avoid those places. They'll start going somewhere else, or they'll just stop altogether and, they won't go to the salon anymore. They won't work in public anymore. They'll stop going to that gym. They'll stop going to that store. They'll just start avoiding places to avoid the negativity. And my advice to that is you should never have to go out of your way and stop doing the things that you love and make you happy and bring you, peace and joy. You should never have to lessen yourself to get away from these people. I think it's very easier said than done to confront people, like, just as it happens, one at a time. It's a very hard thing to do. But I think the hardest part is the thinking of it, the thinking that goes into it. So one thing that I would advise for all of you to do, if you find yourself getting into these situations over and over again, if you work at a job and you have some negative customers or whatever, no one should be allowed to talk to you in a negative way. And, you don't have to. There are nice ways to stand up for yourself. There are smart and kind ways to let someone know that they are crossing a line with you and that they shouldn't do that anymore. And a lot of people that bring out their negativity on others, usually positive people that are, just give off a very welcoming, happy, friendly vibe. Usually those negative people are going through very hard times. They just, we've all had a bad day, I'm sure. We've all had a rough spot in our lives. And we all know what pain feels like, So if we all can understand pain, realistically, why would we ever want to cause another person that feeling? Like, it's just pure mean. It's just pure rotten, honestly. So when someone's being mean to you, when someone is hurting your feelings or trying to get under your skin, or however you want to put that, it's not your issue. It's not your problem. It's not you, it's them. So the last thing that is going to help the situation is to, blow up on this person, or, show them that they've made you angry too. Because that's kind of what they want, I feel like. The best thing, and I know it's so cheesy, and I know so many people are like, that doesn't work, but you really can kill them with kindness. And I think it's something learned rather than just done. I think it's something that has to be practiced a little bit, but it's definitely worth trying. And like I said, everyone's situation's different. So for instance, if it's a salon you go to, or wherever your little places that you like to go. Say you go to a salon and you love your hairdresser. They're amazing, they're nice, and you've been going to them for years. But then this gal on the side of them just started working there a few weeks ago, and she just always comments on your clothes or comments on your hairstyle that you chose to get done that day, or everything you're talking about they're listening in on, and they just don't agree with anything you're saying, and they just gotta put their 2 cents in all the time. there's ways that you can tell that person, like, hey, I don't know, there's just so many different ways you can go about this, you know what I mean? So try your hardest always to not let their negativity and their toxicity impact your life, because what you have going on and your happiness and your whole attitude and the way you carry yourself, that isn't something that goes unseen. People will pick up on that. And I think people that are going through a rough time kind of are drawn to people like you, people that are going through rough times. They kind of, I think they want to kind of push the buttons. They kind of want to push the buttons of this positive, happy person just to see if they can make that positive, happy person angry like they are, or make them really reveal this other side to them and stuff. I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah, my best advice would be to think of a way that you could really just let them have it in the nicest way possible, because you don't deserve that, especially if you're usually in a good mood and then your day gets ruined, or your day gets interfered with from this one person, or whatever. So that's something to think about. So moving on to the next topic thing is, so if there's somebody that isn't necessarily an acquaintance, so somebody that is permanently in your life, so maybe it's a family member, or maybe it is a coworker, someone that you actually have to see. And this can get very complicated, because if it's somebody that you have love for, if it's somebody that you like on one hand, but that really just brings you down on the other hand, that it gets so complicated at that point. And I've had many instances in my life where that has been the case. And it can feel like a selfish thing to do, but honestly, the healthiest thing for you to do is to try to avoid that person altogether. And I don't mean avoid hanging out with them, or avoid spending time with them, or whatever. I don't mean like that. I don't mean just get them out of your life. I don't mean that. I mean to try to avoid their negative attitude. So, for instance, I had this friend in my life, and I enjoyed hanging out with them. We'd always have a good time, but sometimes they would get in a mood where they would kind of get on a downward spiral, okay? And I could kind of tell, like, their attitude would just shift, and as soon as they were in that mood, they would just start saying very cruel, very negative things, and even like maybe bring up things that they shouldn't, talk about things that you shared with them personally, and then just like kind of use it against you. If you've ever had anybody in your life like that, you know what I'm talking about. Those are the moments where you have to have something up your sleeve. You have to have something up there to pull out and say to them right then, to let them know that that is not okay, that you're not going to stand for that, and that you don't deserve to be enduring this kind of behavior, and it's such an awesome thing. It's such a beautiful, amazing feeling when you finally are able to stop them dead in their tracks and be like, whoa, no, I am not here for this. This is not my problem. You're not going to talk to me this way. And it's so, it's very, what am I trying to say? It can change depending on how that goes. It can have different outcomes. So say you stand up for yourself right in that moment and you're talking to your best friend and you just tell them, hey, you're not going to be talking to me like that, or I don't like it when you bring that up, or I told that to you. I told that to you in a moment of confidence. Like, why are you stirring the pot up now? Basically, you know what I'm saying? It can go so many different ways. If they take that and they get mad at you trying to stick up for yourself and defend yourself, they are not in it for your good intentions. Like, they don't have good intentions for your life. If they keep going and they want to add to it, or they want to go back and forth after you have kindly told them, hey, stop what you're doing, this ain't cool. If they blow up on you, or if they do anything other than apologize, or just stop what they're doing, they're not a true friend, and they're not there for good reasons. They're not serving you any kind of positive purpose. It's a very cruel thing to do to somebody, especially if they're your friend or your family member, or whatever they are to you. To tear somebody down isn't acceptable, and part of your self-worth, your self-love, is to stand up for yourself. And you don't have to stand up for yourself in a mean way, or feel like you have to yell at this person, or get into a fight with them, or it doesn't have to be that way. Sticking up for yourself can be a very calm thing, and I think that's something easier said than done, because when we feel attacked by our friend or family member or a coworker or whoever it may be, when we feel attacked personally, the hardest thing to do sometimes is to stay completely calm. Our adrenaline shoots up through the roof, and we just sometimes, a lot of us, I know from talking to so many of you, a lot of us have that conflict within ourselves of what to do, that fight or flight or freeze. Okay, the freeze is the main one that no one thinks about. Everyone says, oh, humans all have that fight or flight instinct. What about the freeze instinct? Okay, like, so many of us freeze because we don't know what to do in that moment. We overthink it, and it's either like do nothing or completely blow up. And it's a hard thing to train our minds and to maintain our temper, and to have a really good temperament through sticking up for yourself. That's something to try and practice throughout our lifetime, something to really focus on. I think it'd be beneficial to learn the skill of standing up for ourselves in a calm way. That's the number one power, I think. So, but like I was saying earlier, it's such such a proud feeling the moment that you're able to actually look that person in the eye, whoever it is, and tell them that they're not allowed to treat you this way. They're not allowed to talk to you like that. And more times than not, that person that you are confronting at that moment, they will, if they don't get mad at you and they don't blow up on you more and stuff, they might actually have a new kind of outlook of you. They might have a new form of respect for you in some way. That's what I've experienced. And the next time time they go to try to toxify your life that day, they will remember the last time that you told them no, that you confronted them and told them you're not going to put up with that. They'll remember that, and they'll either not do it again, or the next time they do it, they will know they're doing wrong, and hopefully they'll kind of learn to, stop themselves and apologize for it before it gets too negative, I don't know, there's so many good people out there. There's so many amazing, great, awesome people with these beautiful, insanely creative personalities. And I think the majority of the people that I have talked to, that I've met through doing my channel, have been the most amazing people in the world. I've learned so much from so many different people, and I would hate to think that, any of you think that the world is filled with just negative, toxic people, because it ain't. I think those people have more of an impact sometimes on us, just because their energy may seem more heightened, or I don't know. But try to always see the good in people, and try to stand up for yourself, and try to wean out the people that aren't making you feel good about yourself and feel healthy mentally and emotionally, because that's what a good friend does. A good friend will lift you up. Really, I mean it. They really will make you smile, make you feel good inside, make you want to talk to them. Anytime you're around them, you're laughing, you're just filled up with happiness inside, and it's the greatest feeling ever. And if you haven't met a friend like that, I truly am sorry, but I really do feel like you will if you want to. There is so many great people out there just waiting to have friends, even if it's just one really good friend. That's all you need. It's just one really good person. And if you don't have that in your life, all you really need is just yourself. If you can get to a point where you're happy with yourself, and you can, if you can be in a room just all alone and not be bored, just find things that you love to do all on your own, and you create that happy environment for yourself. That's really good. That's good enough. Those are some of my favorite times in my life, is just being in my room, listening to my favorite music, writing in my notebook, or drawing in my sketchbook, or, just, meditating, stretching, watching my favorite movies. And I did all those things by myself for years, Like I said, I've always been a super small circle, so there's been times in my life where, I didn't have friends, or I only had one friend. But even there's been several instances in my life where my one friend never really seen me. They were a great friend when I did see them, but we didn't talk every day. We didn't hang out or see each other. We'd go weeks or months without seeing each other, and they'd be my only friend, So, I've spent a lot of time alone, and I don't mean to say that in a sad way. I'm meaning that in a really good way, because a lot of you that I've talked to about friendship and just life in general, I hear a lot of you feel like you need to have a friend to be happy, and that's not the case. You don't have to have a friend. If the right person comes along, then that is amazing, and I'm very happy for you. each have the ability to be completely satisfied and filled with the love and happiness and excitement just by finding the things that we truly enjoy. So, there's so many things out there that just take one person to do, playing an instrument or whatever. I mean, the list would go on and on. If you have enough space in your room, get a hula hoop, listen to your favorite songs, and learn some hula hoop tricks. Like, there's so many amazing things that can just really set your soul on fire and make you happy. But I'm going a little off track. The main thing I wanted you to take from this video is to know what you will stand for and what you won't, and know that the next time somebody is trying to, let's just use the word bully, because that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. If somebody, no matter what their age, if they're younger than you, older than you, your same age, if they are targeting you and taking their pain out on you, they're straight up trying to bully you, man. And that ain't cool. It ain't cool. So, just carry that with you and know that you do have what it takes to stick up for yourself and fight for what you believe in, and just always go with your gut instinct when it comes to meeting new people and, all that stuff. But if you have a personal story you'd like to share in the comments, feel free to. I try to keep my comments a very positive place for people to connect and talk back and forth. I know some negative comments will slip through sometimes because unfortunately I can't read every single one. I try to, but I think I miss some sometimes. So if somebody ever says anything negative to you in my comment section, comment back to me on my news video and let me know, and I'll take care of it. I don't stand for, negative people. I never have. I have always tried to block and delete the negative people because we don't have time for it. We don't, and we don't deserve it either. So, but anyways, I really hope that all of you are doing so good, and I love hearing from all of you. So if you want to tell me what you've been up to, then you can message me on here, or you can comment on this video, or you can message me on my Instagram page, Prim. I read all my messages. I can't get back to all of them, but I do try to read them all. So yeah, I love hearing from you guys, and I'm always thinking of you guys, and I'm always thinking of how appreciative and grateful I am to have this wonderful community. To be a part of this wonderful community is just a beautiful thing. So again, I hope this helped you, and if you'd like another video similar to this, maybe a different topic or something, let me know that as well. And I'd be happy to just do more of these sit down and talk type of videos. These are actually some of my personal favorite ASMR videos to watch from other creators. Southern ASMR Sounds has done quite a few sit down, like advice talk videos, and I just love those. It's just nice to know someone out there is going through, similar things and has advice to give. It's just like sitting and talking with a real life friend or family member at that point. So anyways, thank you all for sitting down with me for a little bit and relaxing with me, and I will talk to you all again very soon.